What's up, boys? Callsign Grimey here. It's been a while since I uploaded on the channel. So first, let me say Happy New Year to you all. I hope you are all doing well. Now, Ego Dynamics has given us the DCS 2025 and beyond trailer. This is something that they do each and every year. And as every DCS YouTuber is currently doing, they're uploading and sharing their reactions to the trailer or their deep dives into it, sharing the Easter eggs in it, which is all fine and dandy. In fact, this is something that I have done as well in years past with the DCS, whatever year and beyond. I've also done my reactions to it, but this year I wanted to take a different approach to it. And I want you to think of what I'm doing in this video as kind of like my rebuttal to Ego Dynamics. And like think in terms of like politics, when they have the State of the Union and then the whatever party is the minority, they have like their rebuttal to the State of the Union address. This is kind of like that, right? So today I'm going to share with you the 5 things that needs to come to DCS in 2025 and not beyond. Let's start off with number 5. We need a resolution to the Ego Dynamics and Razbam beef. Whatever transpired, it is what it is, but we need some final solutions on this. I myself, as a creator, when I post videos and missions of me doing flights in the Harrier or in the Strike Eagle or any other aircraft that Razbam has produced, I get a ton of people in the comments saying, man, is it worth getting it? Because they're not, supporting it. And, should I do this? Should I do it? You're leaving so many of the user base and customer base in like this treading water kind of limbo state, which really sucks. So whatever is going on legally behind closed doors, I understand it, but give us something so that folks can either move on from the Razbam modules if they're not going to get supported anymore, or maybe just say, this is what we're going to do here. And it does look, ironically, like Ego Dynamics is going to move forward handling some of these modules when they showed off the F-16C model that is going to be produced as a full fidelity model in their latest trailer, DCS 2025 and beyond. That might speak to the number 5 thing right here, but I would still really like just a clear, definitive, resolution to that. Give us something so that we can move on. This is like a bad breakup, and we're all just waiting to find out if our girl left us or not for good. Is she coming back? Maybe there's some hope. Maybe she'll take us back. Maybe not. Just let's get some kind of resolution here for the customer and player base with the Razbam situation. So yeah, there it is. All right, let's go on to number 4.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more
Red 4. There are a ton of aircraft for allied forces across the board. It is time that in 2025, we get more Red 4. Not more cowbell, more Red 4. Look, the reality here is for folks that want the immersion, for folks that want the ability to fly something different, we just simply need more Red 4 aircraft. And I understand that there's complexities involved because of classified this and that and doing stuff in Russia. I don't understand fully the scope of why they can't model an aircraft that we know is in existence. Even if they're not full fidelity, at least expanding and creating basic flight model of whatever aircraft that they can over time maybe enhance, at least have something in there for the folks that are doing time period missions, especially in the multiplayer servers. Folks who want to fly and fight against these Red 4 aircraft. It gets boring going into multiplayer servers and it's F-18 versus F-18, F-16 versus F-16, AV-AB versus... You get the idea here. It's like the same aircraft fighting each other, and it just kind of lacks with the diversity and the immersion of it all. My point here in number 4 is we just need more of them in 2025, not beyond. We need those this year to help bring that immersion into a deeper level and give more diversity of aircraft to the DCS player base to fly in the multiplayer servers as well as use when they create their missions. Number 3. It is long overdue. We have waited for it. Even Ego Dynamics has referenced and alluded to the fact that it is in progress. But in 2025, ladies and gentlemen, we need Vietnam. Eagle Dynamics and some of these other module makers are coming out with aircraft from the Vietnam era that are well known, that are loved. We got the aircraft, we don't have the map, for Christ's sake. And I love Eagle Dynamics, okay? They're doing a great job, all things considered. I really enjoy the product, right? But listen to me, Eagle Dynamics. In 2025, I want to be carpet bombing. I want to be laying napalm onto the ground in Vietnam. We have been waiting for this. We need it. We have enough brown, okay, maps. And I love them all, because now with Afghanistan and Iraq, we get to, you know, recreate these missions that actually took place in a majority of the player base's lifetime. For the younger half of the DCS community that was alive from 9/11 on, from all of these wars that have taken place. But for the older folks in our community here that might be veterans of Vietnam or you know, that Cold War era veterans, they're still waiting for, and I'm still waiting for, I'm not even in that era, but I still want to be able to fly aircraft in that period on that map. You know, I want to see the trees and have that experience, and it'll be a great complement to the already existing maps that we have. We need some more green based maps, you know, to balance out what's available for our player base, and especially because it's such an important timepiece period map that it will expand. I mean, I'm waiting for some of these great mission makers to get that map and make some amazing single player missions on the Vietnam map, or you know, Southeast Asia map, however they're gonna draft it up and do it. But we need that in 2025. So please deliver it. Moving on to number 2. This one right here is a personal pain point for me as a content creator, and I'm willing to bet that for other content creators of DCS, this is a pain point for them as well. And that is the replay system in DCS. My God, is it abysmally bad. And for someone that I would like to include some cinematic shots and get some of that B-roll, in-game B-roll footage using the controls and stuff like that to do that, but it is just a completely terrible, clunky system. Listen, Eagle Dynamics, what we need in 2025 that will greatly impact the amount of content that creators will pump out for your game, which in turn is a promotional tool for you, is making that replay system and controls and the track system rock solid, making significant changes. It needs a complete rework. Here's what we need to do to make it very simple, because the blueprint is already out there. For anyone that's ever played like Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo, City Skylines, we just need a system that doesn't rely on the keyboards for all these complex keys to maneuver. We just need a on-screen overlay at the bottom, much like many of these games already have, with some simple WASD movements, right clicks and holds to manipulate, turn, move. But the controls are at the bottom with the play, rewind, skip ahead along the time. One thing I hate about the current system is that you have to kind of play it in real time and do like the 2x, 4x, 16x time, you know, laps forward and pause. It's just not intuitive, and it takes way too long to get those kinds of shots, to the point where I don't even want to do them, because the amount of effort to get those shots and incorporate it into a video is too much. And God bless all those creators who make those cinematic DCS videos, because I know how much work that takes to get the right angle, pause, play, run it back perhaps. We need a much better system for creators to capture in-game content and release it online for their channels, for their content, which in turn only helps Eagle Dynamics. So please, for the love of God, in 2025, revamp that replay system, fix the track system, because there's nothing worse than finishing the mission, you save your track, you open it back up to replay it, right? And it boggles my mind how it's not a one-for-one replay of what you did. Your aircraft might replay exactly what it did, but you might have on the replay a AAA that initially in your original playthrough didn't shoot you, now on the replay actually shot your aircraft, so your aircraft's blown up, but it's still flying the mission. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. That cannot be, man. I'm telling you, if you want your creators out here to keep pumping out more content at a faster pace, at a more creative pace, fix that replay system. This I'm telling you, I'm harping on this one a lot because I really want a better system for the replay, the controls on screen, and lessen it on the keyboards because it's just cumbersome and clunky. Just literally copy pasta from any one of those games that I mentioned and give that to us in 2025. The number one thing that needs to come to DCS in 2025, dynamic campaigns. Listen, I know in the DCS 2025 and beyond trailer, it was shown off, like it alluded to. We didn't get anything definitive, but the way it opens up with the map and the changes, it looks like that's kind of like a nod or hint or an acknowledgement of some type of dynamic campaign. But let's be clear here, ladies and gentlemen, that this needs to happen in 2025. We have waited long enough. It is time to deliver a dynamic campaign for the community. I recently found that most of the DCS community plays solo, not a multiplayer. And for that very reason, you need to give them the tools for them to keep engaging with the game, with the sim, whatever you want to call it. I reference to the game, it's a sim. Don't kill me in the comments, guys, all right? Listen, the point here is that we need a dynamic campaign in some form of fashion. It doesn't need to necessarily be perfect, but it needs to be rolled out. I would even go further and say that there's some great third-party indie developers. Tap into the community that's already creating content that is trying to do it to fill in the gaps that we've been waiting for you, Ego Dynamics, to make. Either acquire them or partner with them, help them, empower them to make stuff for the community under your umbrella, however you want to do it. But they're there. I know that they're out there. Bring them under the fold to make a crazy good dynamic campaign system. If you're not already doing it internally, that would be my suggestion. Why not? We got, again, there's some great developers in the community that are making tools to help fill in these gaps, so tap into them. But we need the dynamic campaign in 2025. Okay, we absolutely need it. Not in 2026. I understand that every year it's the whatever year and beyond, because it's going to come at some point, but it's long overdue. We really need it to keep us engaged, and all it takes is one look into so many different DCS YouTuber videos, and in the comments you'd be hard pressed to not see multiple people in fact, saying that they want a dynamic campaign. So Ego Dynamics in 2025, we need you to deliver that. We need that this year. All right, that is by far the number one thing that needs to happen. And I understand it's not sexy because it's not a module to sell, but this is an important feature that is going to keep people involved. And when they have a dynamic campaign, it's going to make them want to buy another module to then incorporate that module and utilize the dynamic campaign with it. So I think that there is an intrinsic value in making the dynamic campaign system a priority. Granted, it may very well be a priority internally. We don't know, what their roadmap looks like. And I guess as an honorable mention here of something that needs to come to DCS in 2025, share a little bit more with the roadmaps. Everything doesn't have to be so secretive, hush hush, coming soon, NDA, communicate a little bit more with what's coming down the road. Other games, developers and stuff like that will show a roadmap 3 months out, 6 months out, whatever. I would love for Ego Dynamics to start doing that, opening up those lines of communication. I understand the hesitation in doing this because if you put something on the roadmap and then it doesn't get delivered, you kind of catch hell. Like, let's be honest, you'll catch hell either way. But what I'm saying is, at least by putting out a roadmap so the community can look at it and oh, cool, this is in the pipeline. We have an idea. It keeps us motivated. It keeps us engaged with in that connection between us and you as a developer, having a little bit more of a defined roadmap, I think is a net positive. Even if, again, there was a situation where there was a delay in one of the products on the roadmap or something like that, just communicate it. I'm telling you, when you communicate, the community will be more receptive and open to understanding that than to be shut out and, you know, be in the dark with it all. If there's something in the roadmap that says, hey, in September we're looking to have this thing done, and let's say by July it's not looking like it's gonna happen, so you come out and say, hey, you know, we said September for this thing, but it looks like maybe October now. Just communicate it, and you give just a brief reason. Got to go into details, but communication is so important, and that can really help with that process if the community has that line of communication, if you will, to understand and know what's being worked on, what's potentially coming on the pipeline. You know, listen, figure out whatever time frame is comfortable for you. Is it 2 months lead time, 3 months, you know, and work from there. So at least we have an idea of, you know, what things are kind of in the pipeline a little bit more clearly. I'm not saying Ego Dynamics is terrible at communicating, but it doesn't hurt to do more. And to that, I definitely want to shout out Wax. He always does a great job communicating stuff and getting information out. All right, so that is my list of the 5 things that needs to come to DCS in 2025 and not beyond. I would love to hear what you guys think down below. Is there something maybe that you would put in any one of these spots versus what I did? Is there something you think I might have missed? Let me know down below. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Callsign Grimey out.